Hello and welcome to day 20 of Christmas Planning Made Easy. Today we're going to be looking at getting the Christmas Eve boxes and or Christmas stockings ready. Hello, I'm Jane from Practically Perfect Mums, and in this series I'm trying to put some step-by-step videos together to give us an idea of what we could do on each day so that we're not kind of rushing and overwhelmed with the whole process of trying to plan for Christmas. If you haven't seen the rest of the videos, then I'll put the playlist up here, so have a look at those if you want any other ideas about things that we've already talked about. But today I want to talk about Christmas stockings and Christmas Eve boxes. Now, we've never done Christmas Eve boxes in our family. It's not really something which I knew about when our children were little. I think it's maybe a relatively new thing over the last decade or so. But we've always done Christmas stockings. Now, my understanding about Christmas Eve boxes, I did do a little bit of research because I thought I'd really want to know what the difference is. And I think that it's more about things that you can actually do on Christmas Eve, kind of things to do. So it might be, hot chocolate and marshmallows, or it might be some PJs that you can put on that night, or a film that you can watch, to give the children something to do while you're getting ready for Christmas. It's kind of a nice idea. However, I'm not going to start taking it on, and I think you have to pick and choose what's important to you. If that sounds like a really lovely a memory making exercise, then obviously, that's something that you might like to do. But I'm going to keep it simple and just stick to the normal Christmas stockings that we always do. Now, I say Christmas stockings, we've gone through a variety of options for stockings. Sometimes we've used pillowcases, sometimes we've gone with just actual sort of tights or stockings, and when it's little things, and just put them in there. But for the last few years we've been using these giant bags. We recycle the same ones for year after year. Really, the children sort of tend to have their favourites, and we put things in there. We tend to put quite small items in there, which I don't know why they're as big as that. But I think once we've put the small things in, then sometimes they actually use them to keep all their presents in when they've opened them. So it's quite a sort of a handy thing to build up during the day. They can sort of add presents in to keep it all together, and so the bits and pieces don't end up getting tossed out with the wrapping paper. When the children were younger, we would tend to put things that we wanted to give them anyway, perhaps some clothes or pyjamas. I've never been a big fan of kind of themed Christmas pyjamas and things like that, because I kind of think, well, what do you do then? Are they going to wear them still after Christmas? I mean, if we did have anything Christmas themed, like occasional pair of socks and things like that, then our children would wear them year round. So I don't know if everyone else does that, but I can't see the point of just having something that was Christmas themed if it then goes up in the loft or has to be passed on because it's going to be too small or smell a bit musty or whatever the next year. So but when they were smaller, as I say, we used to put things like pyjamas, little outfits, anything like that, practical things that we might have wanted to give them for Christmas, along with some little treats. Now they're teens, we still keep the same kind of traditions of giving them some festive sweets and chocolates. We also put useful things like some nice deodorants or smelly sets, and recently I've put things like phone chargers, the little different coloured phone chargers, so they've each got their own and that sort of thing, which is you can't really go wrong. Find they seem to have a habit of disappearing or getting broken, so you can't really go wrong with something like that. I always put things like pants and socks in as well, which I think I know they're going to come in handy for them. I think I've got everything that I want. I might need to buy the oranges, because obviously you can't have a Christmas stocking without an orange in it. I'm not sure they ever eat them anymore, but so they probably just end up back in my fruit bowl, but they certainly managed to get through the other edible gifts. But I think I've got everything already bought that I want for them, so I'm going to try and get those wrapped and done. Again, it's another one for me to try not to be doing on Christmas Eve, because that very often happens, that all those fiddly little bits and pieces you end up having to try and wrap on Christmas Eve, when there are lots of other things, lots of other memories that could be being made rather than ones which involve a lot of wrapping paper and sellotape. So I'd be really interested to know, do you do Christmas Eve boxes? And do you do stockings as well? How does that work? Do you tend to do both of it or neither? Please don't feel like I've mentioned Christmas Eve boxes and that's another thing to add to your list. Really, it's not something that I'm going to contemplate doing. We will still do stockings, and I can't foresee ever not doing stockings, because I just think it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to do, and it's all pretty much practical and consumable stuff. So there's nothing in there that gets wasted, apart from possibly that orange going back in the fruit bowl, but that'll get eaten at some point, even that. If you'd like to join me in this mission, then let's get any bits out that we're going to wrap up and start getting those things ready, so that that's another one checked off the list. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.